Many people enter retirement wondering whether they've saved enough, invested properly, or made the right choices over the years. Even high net worth retirees, people with seven-figure portfolios, underestimate their own financial strength. I see it all the time. One thing most people don't realize is this. There's certain types of retirees whose overall financial position is far stronger than it appears at first. Not because of luck, not because of unusually high returns, but because specific factors in their financial lives dramatically reduce long-term risk and increase long-term flexibility. Here's the good news. If you fall into any of these 5 categories, you may already be in a secure position, a more secure position than you think. And so today I'm going to walk you through exactly what those 5 types are and what they mean for your financial stability throughout retirement. I'm Jason Solomon. I'm the owner of Tactical Investment Advisors. And in this video, I'm going to outline 5 types of retirees who are often better positioned than they realize, and why these factors matter for creating long-term income, managing taxes, and protecting your retirement lifestyle. So if you find this helpful, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It's going to help more people find these educational videos. The first retiree we're going to look at is the one with modest, predictable spending needs. For many retirees, the instinct is to look at their investment balance and then ask, do I have enough money? But one thing that most people overlook is the spending. Spending drives retirement outcomes almost more than the assets. This is especially true for the retirees whose spending is consistent, predictable, and not tied to large recurring lifestyle luxuries, or to financially supporting adult children, which we see way too often. Let's walk through an example. Imagine there's 2 retirees. Retiree A has $1.8 million and spends $140,000. Retiree B has $1.2 million. They only spend $55,000 a year. So on the surface, you're probably thinking retiree A is much wealthier. But from a planning and stability perspective, retiree B may be in a stronger position. When spending is efficient and stable, then your portfolio doesn't need to do heavy lifting. You're not forced into higher risk investments. You're not forced to sell assets when there's a downturn. And that's why we always tell people the retiree with the modest, consistent spending can be much richer than the retiree with a larger portfolio, but much higher obligations each month. Predictability is a form of wealth. The next retiree we're going to look at is the one with multiple income streams. The second group of retirees who tend to be far more secure than they realize are those with diversified income sources. When income isn't coming from just one place, then your portfolio becomes a supplemental resource and not the engine that must power every single dollar of your lifestyle. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. So then we'll look at the couple with $41,000 of Social Security, $24,000 of a small pension, and $12,000 of rental income. That's almost $80,000 of income before touching their investment accounts. Their spending is $100,000 per year. All they have to take from their investments is about $25,000. That's a completely different risk profile than someone who needs $60,000 to $80,000 from their investments alone each year. So multiple income streams can help reduce portfolio stress, tax volatility, lifestyle vulnerability, and emotional pressure during market pullbacks, which is huge for retirees. Many retirees don't realize how powerful this stability is. It's often a sign that they're in better shape than they think. The third retiree that we're going to look at, and this is one of Dave Ramsey's favorites, is the retiree with low or no debt. This is one of the clearest signs of financial strength in retirement and one of the most overlooked. A retiree who enters retirement with a paid-off home, no auto loans, no credit cards, and no high-interest liabilities has an enormous advantage regardless of their portfolio size. Why? Because debt creates fixed monthly obligations, and those fixed monthly obligations create pressure, and of course that pressure produces higher portfolio withdrawals, bad decisions when markets are not cooperating. Let's look at 2 scenarios. In the first scenario, you owe $2,500 per month between a mortgage and other debts. So you're looking at $30,000 a year before you even start living your life. Scenario 2, you have 0 debt, and every dollar you need is tied directly to your lifestyle, not interest payments. The difference is enormous. A retiree with low expenses doesn't need as much portfolio income. And that means more flexibility, more room to adjust during volatility, and more durability over 20 to 30 years. Being debt-free isn't just a financial win, it's a retirement superpower. And after working with clients for over 23 years, I can tell you from firsthand experience that our happiest clients are the ones that don't have any debt. The retiree with savings spread across multiple tax structures is a group that almost always underestimates how strong their position is. Having savings across multiple tax structures, not just one, gives you something incredibly valuable in retirement, and that's control. When you have a mix of tax-deferred accounts, tax-free accounts, taxable investments, you can decide where your income comes from each year. So that flexibility may help you manage your tax brackets, your required minimum distributions, Medicare premium surcharges, which is always a problem, year-to-year tax volatility, and the way your investment income is taxed. Your withdrawal choices are also more strategic. In down markets, you could avoid withdrawing from IRAs. In years with lower income, you can convert or take controlled withdrawals from tax-deferred accounts. When tax management is a priority, you can draw from Roth accounts. Investment placement also becomes more efficient because different accounts are taxed differently. A retiree with balanced tax buckets has more levers to pull and fewer forced decisions. So that freedom is a form of wealth in retirement, and it often means they're in better shape than they assume. The last retiree is one with a long-term strategic mindset. This retiree doesn't need the largest portfolio to achieve strong outcomes. They do need discipline, patience, and consistency. A long-term mindset includes reviewing your plan annually, understanding your withdrawal strategy, staying within a thoughtful risk level, avoiding emotional reactions during market swings, planning in advance for taxes and healthcare costs. Here's the reality. Retirement is a marathon, it's not a moment. The retirees who understand that tend to take withdrawals more strategically. They invest according to purpose, not emotion, and they keep taxes lower over time. They also manage their Medicare premiums more effectively. They avoid locking in losses and downturns. They maintain confidence, even when markets fluctuate. And this approach compounds, not dramatically, but steadily. It creates stronger long-term outcomes over decades. Surprisingly, the retirees who feel the least confident are positioned very well because their mindset aligns with long-term success. You may be in a stronger position than you think, especially if you identify with even one of these groups. Retirement success isn't based solely on how much you've saved. It's also shaped by spending patterns, income stability, debt levels, tax flexibility, and long-term decision-making. When these factors work together, they create a foundation that may help your portfolio last longer. Protect your lifestyle, give you the clarity and confidence you need for decades ahead. Good retirement outcomes don't come from guessing or hoping. They come from careful planning, deliberate strategy, ongoing guidance. So if you're approaching retirement and you want to make sure your plan's working for you, not against you, let's talk. Click the link in the description below to book a free consultation, and we'll walk you through your options.